Let me guess. You thought they were your people, didn't you? You really believed they had your back. You invested in their words, trusted in their loyalty, and for what? Now, here you are, feeling like the walls are closing in, wondering where it all went wrong. But here's the thing, there's more to this story. You see, every setback, every betrayal is allowed by God to show you something you couldn't see before. Sometimes God removes people from our lives, not to punish us, but to protect us. You may not see it now, but every person who walked away, every friend who betrayed you, they were part of a plan. When people leave you, that's God signaling it's time to rise, time to let go, time to step out of their shadows. They didn't leave you. They were moved out of your way. 'Cause you walking away? That's not weakness, that's strength, real strength. God's kind of strength, the kind that builds you up when everything else is tearing you down. People, they stay as long as you're useful to them, but the second they think you're a threat or you're moving ahead, they turn. And God lets it happen because He knows there's a fire inside you, a purpose they couldn't understand. You're not here to be small or weak. You're here because you have something greater to do. See, people who lie, who betray, who pretend to care, they want to keep you small. They want you questioning yourself, doubting your worth. It makes them feel powerful. But God didn't create you to live by their standards. When you're betrayed, when you're let down, that's God telling you to lift your eyes to Him, to trust in His timing. Because you know what? God doesn't leave. People do. And here's the part they don't get. Despite everything they threw at you, every lie, every backstab, every false smile, you're still here. You're still breathing. You're still moving forward. That, my friend, that terrifies them. Because despite every attempt to bring you down, you didn't stay down. You rose, not in your strength, but in the strength God placed inside you. You could have given in, played the victim, blamed the world, but you didn't. You felt the pull, that still small voice inside you, telling you to keep going. That's God's voice. Every time you rise above their schemes, every time you refuse to let their words break you, you're aligning with the plan He has for you. That's why they're scared, because they can't touch what God has protected. They can't touch what God has strengthened. Look around. This isn't some fairy tale where everything suddenly becomes perfect. Life is brutal. People will hurt you. But in this battlefield, you don't win by seeking revenge. You win by surviving. You ever wonder why people betray, why they lie, why they manipulate? It's fear. They're afraid of seeing someone rise above the mess, someone who refuses to be dragged down. They're afraid of people who walk with purpose, people who know who they are in God's eyes. You ever felt that gut feeling, that whisper that tells you it's time to let go? That's God guiding you, telling you He's got better for you. Don't fight it. Don't cling to people who've shown their true colors. When God is calling you to walk away, He's preparing you for something greater. Every time someone turns their back on you, remember, God never will. He's clearing a path, removing those who would only weigh you down. He's preparing you for your purpose, and not everyone can come along. Now take a look back, just for a second. They tried to break you. They thought you'd fall apart, that you'd crawl back, that you'd need them. But God has something different in mind. Instead of crumbling, you built strength. Instead of breaking, you discovered resilience. Don't mistake solitude for loneliness. Sometimes God brings you into a season alone so you can learn to trust Him alone, to walk with His strength and His guidance. When you feel that sting of abandonment, let it remind you of one thing: you are never alone. God's been with you all along, guiding each step. They wanted you to stay down, to feel defeated, to carry their burdens. But God says, no. Don't hold on to resentment or anger. Forgive them, not for them, but to free yourself. You're not here to carry the weight of others' expectations. You're here to fulfill the purpose He has set before you. So when you feel that pain, when the weight of what they did feels too much, remember that God is using it to shape you, to refine you. What they meant to break you, He's using to make you unbreakable. So go ahead, walk away, hold your head high, move with the knowledge that every step you take is one step closer to what God has promised you. They may hate it, they may resent it, but that's not your burden to carry. You're walking in faith, in purpose, in divine power. And God, He has already declared you victorious. This journey you're on, it's not for everyone. Some can't handle the fire, the process, the pain that comes with true growth. But you've endured. You've seen what betrayal feels like, and yet you rise. You don't need their approval, because you have something greater than any human validation. You have God's calling on your life, and His word is final. All that pain, all that betrayal, it wasn't for nothing. God wastes nothing. Every wound, every scar, every tear. You're not just surviving, you're growing stronger. You're stepping into the person God created you to be. Those who left, let them go, don't look back. They were only part of a chapter, not your story's end. So, take a deep breath. Walk with courage, walk with purpose. Walk with the knowledge that God Himself has paved your way. This freedom, this victory, it's yours. They'll never understand it because they were never meant to. They couldn't see what God saw in you from the start. So walk tall, walk proud. Walk with the peace that surpasses all understanding, because you're walking in divine purpose. They may never apologize. They may never see your worth, but you're still here, standing tall, stronger than ever, and that is your victory. That is your freedom. Because God, in His wisdom, chose you for this path, and that's all the validation you'll ever need.